Next up, we have Dolly Varden Silver, and we're looking forward, or I'm looking forward to hearing from Rob from Egmond, and they have an interesting project up in the Golden Triangle in British Columbia. And Rob, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Glad you could make it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity. Where are we? Oh yeah. So yeah, Dolly Varden Silver. We're advancing one of the largest precious metals exploration stage programs in the Golden Triangle and probably in British Columbia as well. But there is a unique aspect to it in that it's primary silver and then primary gold. So it's a separate set of deposits. I will be making some forward-looking statements here. We're situated in the Golden Triangle, so that's an area of British Columbia, northwestern British Columbia, that's seen a lot of mining activity lately. And in history, so it's been over 100 years where projects have been brought online, mines have been developed, gone out, and we're redeveloping a lot of these mines. Skeena, for example, is bringing the Eskay Creek project back online. And then some new mines going in, like Bruce Jack, and we're in that same situation. We have a 100-year history. Dolly Varden veins were discovered 100 years ago, and we're in there expanding out the resources and bringing it back into the limelight. So the southern end of the Golden Triangle there is what we consider a sub-basin of the Eskay Rift. So all of the deposits that you see here are hosted in a package of rocks called the Hazelton Formation, and we have about a 20-kilometer section of that down on the Dolly Varden project. It's also a good area to be in just with the amount of M&A activity happening right now. It's getting the attention of a lot of majors right now. Newmont is taking the lead, but there's a lot of others looking around at quality projects. Of course, any company needs good leadership and management to advance things. We have a good mix of capital markets people, technical staff, engineering, geological, as well as some of our corporate investment people have positions on the board. Hecla has a position on the technical committee, as well as a director. They are a shareholder of Dolly Varden. They own about 12%. And with this team, outside of Dolly Varden, we're in with the Fiore Group, which is a number of different companies. So we have access to a lot of capital and access to a lot of know-how on getting the job done, taking small projects, seeing the potential, growing it out, improving the quality of the asset, and our goal is to then vend it at a premium. Currently, our market cap is at about 380 million Canadian. It's really grown over the last few months, mainly on the silver price. And this is why Dolly Varden is a fairly unique investment opportunity because our deposits are pure silver, so all of our resources are stated in silver, not silver equivalents. Any movement up in the silver price really has a leverage effect on our equity price. We just finished raising $32 million, so we're set for a year and a half on exploration. And this is the important part. We've really been able to raise the money to do the exploration work, grow the resources, and then not dilute too much and keep the equity price up. In terms of our capital structure, really only about 10 to 11%. The gray wedge here is retail. That's where we get all our liquidity. The rest of the shareholders are in it for the long run. They see the potential. Eric Sprott's at 10%. He participated on the last money raise. Hecla, like I say, is a 12% corporate shareholder. Fury is as well as a corporate shareholder, but slightly different. Their position is there because of a purchase that we made in 2022, the Homestake Ridge property, which brought in about 1 million ounces of gold and 20 million ounces of silver. And then the rest is a strong institutional ownership. We're covered by Raymond James, Haywood, and Research Capital. So dynamics of silver, we've heard a lot about over the last few days, but really the thing that is the supply deficit. That's really what gives us that extra leverage whenever the metal price goes up. Because we're such a high percentage of silver in our resource, we see that extra little kick in keeping the equity prices up. So we took over in 2020. Dolly Varden's existed since 2011, but it's really since then that we've started to raise a lot of capital. And what that's done for us is allowed us to drill a lot of meters. Our resource is made up of a number of smaller, high-grade, low-tonnage deposits. So we've drilled about 135,000 meters since our last resource estimate. So any numbers I'm giving you on resources in the next few slides is prior to these meters. So this will only add to the size. We've raised over $120 million in capital. We've always done it on an upside, so we've never raised on a down round. And it's really allowed us to expand out the resources and display the high grade and wide nature of a lot of these deposits. We have social license. We work with the Nisga'a Nation. We work on their traditional territories. And outside of Dolly Varden, we have other business negotiations with them, Nations Royalty, for example, so we can get the work done there. There has been past production. Like I say, it's been a 100-year history. About 20 million ounces of silver has been produced, maybe 0.5% lead in with that, but mostly silver. The Torbert deposit is our main silver deposit. It's produced 18 million ounces, and we've defined another 35 million ounces around that. And then with the other deposits, the other silver deposits, we have about 63 million ounces of silver. And then with the Homestake Ridge gold is about a million ounces of gold. It's also shown us that we can get the silver out of the rocks. We have all the production numbers. It's high recovery of silver up in the mid to high 80s. Our infrastructure for the Golden Triangle is second to none. We're about 25 kilometers from Tidewater. There is an existing road from Alice Arm to the property. It was a railroad at one time that serviced the mines. But because of the nature of the geology with a number of smaller deposits, we're looking at a hub and spoke idea. So besides expanding the resources, we're doing economic studies and advancing metallurgy and infrastructure studies. There's hydroelectric power close by and highways, so we're looking good for that. This is a long view of the valley. So on the right side there is our silver deposits. So what that represents is a distal sort of representation of this huge system. We have all styles of mineralization on our property. So the big copper porphyry systems, we just got together a copper porphyry system off to the east. The gold is representing the higher temperature gold systems, epithermal, that sit above these porphyries. And then the silver is the distal stuff. And a lot of the mines in the Golden Triangle were first discovered on the silver veins, like Brucejack and Eskay Creek. So we've been working in that Hazelton Formation. We have a 15-kilometer trend that we're filling in. And we see a periodicity in these deposits. So about every 1.5 kilometers, we find another break in this basin system. We just finished a 32,000 meter program, 69 holes. We've released 16 so far with some exceptional silver and gold grades. So we have another 50 holes to release. So in the near-term catalysts, more results to come. We usually split our program up about half and half between near resource, so expanding out high-grade, wide zones within the resource, and then doing step-outs and growing the size of it. And then another portion is just grassroots exploration. So we target in on these targets that are like every 1.5 kilometers. And in this case, this last summer, we drilled the Moose and Chance vein, and again, we hit some more quartz veining there with silver mineralization. And Wolf has been one of our major expansion projects. So Torbert, I said, was one of the largest silver deposits. We're looking for the next Torbert. In each basin, there seems to be another set of mineralized structures. Wolf is the next one up the valley. In 2022, we drilled through a sedimentary cap that really covered the bottom of the valley and didn't allow the mineralization to come up and be found 100 years ago. But we drilled through that sedimentary cap and then found the vein continued. And in the last few years, we've continued that. We've been expanding out with 100-meter, 80-meter step-outs. And these results just came from this summer's drilling. Earlier on, we did some step outs, and it's just demonstrating that this vein is wide, 20 meters, 30 meters, 15 meters. So true width, these veins are 15 to 25 meters wide. Vertically, they're 75 to 100 meters that we've defined so far. And the grades, as we get deeper and down towards the center of the valley, where there's intersecting structures, are up around 650 grams per ton silver. 400 to 600 grams per ton silver is what we're looking at. But always within that interval, we have some very high grade over kilogram material that we wouldn't, looking ahead, it's not something that we would follow those high grade veins. What we really want is those wide, higher grade intercepts, because then we can start looking at bulk underground mining methods, which is lower cost when we start looking at the economics and possibility of extraction. We're also looking at joining the deposits. So as structures get converge, we see the mineralization increasing in width and grade. In the northern part of the property, so this is Homestake Ridge. That's what we brought in from Fury in 2022. We've done a lot of infill drilling off to the right there. That's Homestake Main. And from that drilling, we really got a good understanding of the geological setting of where the wider, higher grade mineralization is. So on both the Wolf vein and in the silver side of things, as well as the gold side of things, it's the bends in the system that create these long, wide and high high grade chutes. So we just released some results from Homestake Silver, where we've been doing some infill drilling and expansion drilling. So again, you're getting these wide intervals, 100 meters, 90 meters. That's your envelope. Within that, you have a section that's higher grades, so 12 grams gold, 84 grams silver over 35 meters. And then again, within that, you have super high grade vein and vein breccias, so 166 grams gold, 675 grams silver over nearly a meter. And some of these numbers are the highest gold grades coming out of the Golden Triangle, for example, 700 grams per ton gold. So we're demonstrating that these structures are robust. They're all going to be interconnected in a huge mineralizing system. That's why Hecla is still very much interested. They don't see it as a number of small silver deposits anymore, but a very large deposit, or a very large mineralized system. And the mineralogy, it's very simple: native silver, low temperature silver sulfur salts, easy to extract, no deleterious elements, again, wide, higher grade intervals. And this summer we used some money-saving techniques. We drilled mother holes and then we peeled off with directional drilling. So we saved thousands of meters of drilling by not repeating that first 400 meters. So efficient programs, getting the best bang for the buck. This is just a cross-section of the Homestake. Again, wide intervals of mineralization, but then with those high-grade breccias and breccia veins within there. So all of this is underpinned by a foundational resource. This is from 2019. Again, all categories. I shouldn't do this, but 63 million ounces of silver and 1 million ounces of gold. So we're getting to that size where we're at about 143 million ounce silver equivalent, and that's only on a precious metal split. There's no base metals included in that. We're averaging about 300 grams per ton in all our resources for the silver, and 5 to 7 grams per ton gold. These are all seen to be underground mines, so they all come to surface. And yeah, we've fully funded for next year. 32 million in the bank, and looks like it'll be about a 40 to 50,000 meter drill program again, and more results coming till January, and we'll continue the expansion into next year.
Fantastic. Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think we have time for one question, Rob,
Yeah.
if you want to. And yeah, Wolfgang.
You mentioned that you have a resource in 2019, so when are you going to update that?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll quickly repeat it.
Yeah.
Just asking, when are you going to update the resource? The last one was from 2019.
Yeah, last year we said we were going to update it this year. This year we're saying we're going to update it next year. It's because as we're drilling, we're doing these big step outs and we're finding more mineralization, wide, high-grade intervals. And so in order to get that included in the next update, we have to backfill, and we're still finding new mineralization. And yeah, this is from 2019. So on top of this, there's another 135,000 meters drilling so far. So to answer your question, probably the earliest would be a year from now.
But is there an internal guessing? Can you double it or triple it, or it's just marginal?
This is being recorded.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm the QP, so no, I can't say. But yeah, no, internally we're always updating the resource, and it's a significant increase from what we have now.
Fantastic. Rob, thank you so much.
All right.
Great
Thank you.
pleasure. Thanks so much for coming out.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.